Okay, this video is going to be for Unit 7, Quiz 1. So the first problem here says find cotangent of theta if the cosecant of theta is equal to 5/4. Okay. So the first thing I notice is that I have this cosecant ratio right here. Okay? Well, I know that cosecant is just the reciprocal of sine. So I do know the sine of theta is going to be 4/5. Now I'm going to draw my triangle. I have this triangle here. Okay, and we'll say this is theta right here. Well, sine is opposite over hypotenuse. So opposite would go here. Hypotenuse would go here. Okay. So now that we have our labeled triangle, now I can go ahead and start looking for this cotangent of theta. Okay. Well, cotangent is just the reciprocal of tangent. So we're going to find tangent first, and then just flip it, and then we'll be done. Okay, so tangent, remember, is opposite over adjacent. Okay. So with theta, this is our opposite. This is our adjacent. Well, shoot, we're missing that adjacent side. So let's use the Pythagorean theorem to find it. So we're going to have 4 squared plus b squared is equal to 5 squared. So we get b squared is equal to 9. Square root, we get b is equal to 3. So now we know that side is 3. Okay, so we know tangent is opposite 4 over adjacent 3. Perfect, and then we're almost done. We're asked for cotangent. Remember, cotangent is just the reciprocal of tangent, so 3/4, boom, done. Okay, there's that one. Okay, next one, find secant A of A if C is equal to 20, A is equal to 12. And we're told that angle C is the right angle in this triangle. Okay, so let's draw a triangle. Right angle there, we'll call this A, we'll call this B. Then let's label our sides. So this would be C, which is 20. Okay, and this would be A, which is 12. Okay, and let's say our angle A is right here. Okay, well, we're asked to find the secant of A. Well, secant is just the reciprocal of cosine. So let's find cosine first, and then flip it, and then we would have found secant. Okay. So if the angle we're talking about is here, this is our opposite, this is our hypotenuse. Okay, well, I need the adjacent for cosine, so I'm going to use Pythagorean theorem again. So I'm going to have a squared plus 12 squared is equal to 20 squared. Okay, this gives me a squared is equal to 256. Okay, awesome. So then we want to square both sides. We get 16. Okay, so now I know the adjacent side is 16. So let's find cosine. Adjacent over hypotenuse. Okay, awesome. Secant is just the reciprocal of that. So you're going to have secant of theta is equal to 20 over 16. Okay, which reduces to 5/4. Boom. Done. Okay, next one. 3. Okay, we're asked to solve each triangle. Okay, so I notice that we're missing this side right here, this angle, and then this side as well. Okay, so let's find this angle first. Well, angle B plus that 90-degree angle, angle C, plus 67 degrees must be equal to 180. Okay, so we'll solve that equation. And we get angle B is equal to 23 degrees. Okay, there's one part that we were missing. Okay, now let's try to find this AC. Well, here's the angle I'm going to use. According to that angle, this is adjacent. this is my opposite. Well, which degree ratio has opposite and adjacent? Tangent. So for this one, we're going to find AC. We'll label this AC. So we're going to have tangent of 67 is equal to opposite, which is 8, over AC. And now I want to solve for AC. So I'm going to multiply by AC on both sides. So I get AC times the tangent of 67 is equal to 8. Still don't have AC by itself, so I'm going to divide by tangent. 67 divided by tangent of 67. So now I have AC is equal to 8 over the tangent of 67. Okay, plug that into our calculators. We get AC is equal to 3.4. And there's AC. Now we just need to find AB right here. Okay, well, this is the hypotenuse. We already have our opposite, so we're going to use sine. So we're going to have sine of 67 is equal to 8 over AB. Okay, so same thing here. I'm going to multiply by AB on both sides. 8 divided by sine. So now I have AB is equal to 8 over sine of 67. Okay, plug that into our calculator. 8 divided by the sine of 67. We get AB is equal to 8.7. Done. Okay, there's number 3. Number 4, still need to solve this triangle. Okay, so here we go. We're missing this angle, and this side. So let's try to find AB first. So I'm going to use Pythagorean Theorem. I'm going to have 9 squared plus 8 squared is equal to AB squared. Okay, so here we get 81 plus 64 is equal to AB squared. So we'll add those together and then take the square root. We get AB is equal to 12.04. Okay, or we could just write that as 12. Okay, so there's AB. Okay, so now let's find A and we'll find B. So according to angle A, this is our opposite. There's our adjacent, so I'm going to use tangent. So I'm going to have tangent of A is equal to 8 over 9. Take the inverse of both sides. We get A is equal to the inverse of tangent of 8 over 9. Plug that into our calculator. Inverse of tangent of 8 divided by 9. We get 41.6 degrees. Okay, there's angle A. Angle B is going to be very similar, but now this is our opposite. This is our adjacent. So we're going to have tangent of B is equal to opposite, which is 9, over our adjacent of 8. Take the inverse of both sides. Get B is equal to the inverse of tangent of 9 over 8. So angle B is equal to tangent of 9 over 8 is equal to 48.4 degrees. Okay, and we're done. Okay, so last one on the back. On a windy day, a 90-foot rope tightly secures a hot air balloon to a stake in the ground. From the balloon, the angle of depression of the stake is 62 degrees. Find to the nearest foot the height of the balloon. Okay, so let's draw a picture. So here's our balloon. Okay. And we'll say that's our hot air balloon. Okay. And it says, on a windy day, a 90-foot rope tightly secures a hot air balloon to a stake in the ground. So from the balloon, the angle of depression of the stake is 62 degrees. Okay, so we're going to draw our line. Okay, our stake, we'll just say is right here. And this is 90-foot rope. Okay, and then the angle of depression right here is going to be 62 degrees. Okay. And so from the balloon, the angle of depression of the stake is 62 degrees. Find to the nearest foot the height of the balloon. Okay, so this is going to be our height right there. Here's our right triangle. This is what we're trying to find right there. Okay, well, 62 degrees there, well, that really doesn't help us. We want this angle right here. So I'm going to take 90, subtract it from 62. We get 28 degrees. Okay, now we want to find h. Okay, well, according to this angle, this is our hypotenuse. This is our adjacent. So we're going to use cosine. So here we're going to have the cosine of 28 degrees is equal to adjacent, which is our h, over our hypotenuse, which is 90. Multiply by 90, multiply by 90. We get 90 times the cosine of 28 degrees is equal to h. Plug that into our calculator. We get the height is equal to 79.46. Okay, so we'll round this to 79.